Hi everybody, my name's Jim. For the Comedy and Magic show, I thought I'd dress up a little bit. That's why I'm wearing my pajamas. You know, in the 1950s, they used to have a lot of television shows that were live. And Groucho Marx, he was an old-time comedian. You probably remember him from the Marx Brothers movies. He had the big black mustache, the big bushy eyebrows, and he always had the cigar. That was his trademark, the cigar. So on his game show, before the show, he would interview the people on TV to find out a little bit about the contestants. So he's interviewing this one guy, and the guy says, "Well, I'm married and I have 12 children." Groucho Marx says, 12 children? Tell me about having 12 children. The guy says, "Well, there's nothing to it. I just like having children." And Groucho Marx says, "I like my cigar too, but I take it out once in a while." There was another show, also live TV, and it was called People Are Funny, hosted by Art Linkletter. And one of the segments on the show, he had kids say the darndest things. And he would ask kids questions with a microphone, and they would always give answers. They're going to give answers, whether they're the right answers or not. So he's interviewing this little boy, and he says, "What would you like for Christmas?" And the little boy says, "I'd like a little brother to play with." Art Linkletter says, "Well, there's not enough time for your mommy to give you a little brother for Christmas." The little boy says, "Well, why don't you do what Daddy does down at the factory?" And Art Linkletter says, "What's that?" "Put more men on the job." And I love going to Vegas. Vegas is always a lot of fun. I've got one thing that no other gambler has. I've got a system. So I take my ex there, and she's off gambling on one side, I'm playing the tables, and we're going to meet up in the room at 6 o'clock, and we're going to take in a dinner show, kind of like this. And so my system is working perfectly until I lose almost everything. And I got $25 left. It's getting ready. It's almost 6 o'clock. I go over to the elevator. I get in the elevator. There's a hooker in the elevator. And she says, "Hey, you want to party? You want to have some fun?" And I said, "Well, you know, all I got left is $25. And she said, "Well, you're not going to have any fun for $25. Yeah, I know. So I go up to my floor. I get off. I go in, wash my face, change my shirt. My ex is ready. We go back out, get in the elevator. Elevator's going down, stops at a floor. Doors open up, in walks the hooker. I just pretended like I didn't know her, and she pretended like she didn't know me. Whew. So the elevator goes down. Finally, it gets to my floor. The doors open up. My wife and I are walking out. While we're walking out, the hooker says, "See, that's what you get for $25. So we go down, see the dinner show, good dinner. After that, we're going to do a little gambling. She says, "Well, give me $20. I said, "Okay." She goes off to play the slot machines, and I'm going to go play cards or craps over here. About a half an hour later, she comes over and she says, "Can I have another 20? I said, "Well, what happened?" She says, "Well, I was unlucky and I lost." I said, "Okay." Gave her another 20. You know, be careful. And so about a half an hour later, she comes back. And she says, "Can I have another 20? I said, "What happened?" She said, "Well, I was unlucky. I lost." "Did you lose the whole 40? She said, "Yeah, I lost the whole 40. She said, "But you've lost $500. And I said, "I know I've lost $500, but I know what I'm doing." So we have an argument. She gets mad. She says, "Well, I'm just going to go home, and I'll see you when you get there." I don't know if I liked the way that sounded. So she takes off. I do more gambling, my system. I lose everything. I'm trying to find the automatic teller machine. I'm walking around, and I see something shiny on the floor. I go down, I pick it up. It's a silver dollar. As I pick it up, a little voice says, "Go over to the slot machines, the second slot machine from the left, put it in there." I put it in, pull the handle, boom, $1,000. And the ticket comes out. They used to pay in coins, now they pay in tickets. As I'm taking the ticket, the little voice says, go to the blackjack table. Put it all on one hand. I go to the blackjack table. I lay it down on one hand. Boom! I win. $2,000. Little voice says, take the $2,000 and go over to the crap table. Put it all on the pass line. I go over to the crap table, put it all on the pass line. I get the dice. Boom! 7, winner, $4,000, pay the man, pay the man. $4,000. Little voice says, let it ride. I take the dice. Boom! Snake eyes, craps, you lose. Little voice says, oh shit. And now I got to go to the only machine I ever win at, the automatic teller machine. Put the card in, pull it out, I get $100. Now I'm going to go play the slot machine, because if you win at the progressive slot machines, you can win a fortune. So I'm playing, I'm using my system. It just keeps losing and losing and losing. I got about 2 pulls left on the slot machine. I pull the handle down, and all of a sudden, lights start flashing, the balloons are coming down from the ceiling. I look at the machine. I won $1 million. $1 million. They come over, they congratulate me, they give me a certified check for $1 million. Wow, I got to call my wife. So I go upstairs, I call my wife. I said, you're not going to believe this. I just won $1 million on the slot machine. Why don't you pack some things? And she said, wow, that's great. What do you want me to pack? I said, well, I don't care what you pack as long as you're not there when I get home. Thanks, you've been great. Don't forget to take care of your waitresses. I'll be here all week. Talk to you later. Oh. No, I won't be here all week. They don't want me back anymore.